Hello there. Today, as you can see, we're not actually playing anything yet, but we are going to. But before we do play, I'm just going to give you a quick show guide sort of thing of what we're actually playing on. We're going to be playing, get the box there, Forza 4 on the Xbox 360. But as you can see, we've got 3 screens. I think mostly people do this on PCs, but it is actually possible on the Xbox 360 and PS3. Obviously, we're not playing on the PS3. I don't have enough. Yeah. So I'm going to quickly show you around the setup and talk a bit about how it's set up, and then we're gonna play. Yeah, because that's what it's all about. So yeah, let me just come around the corner. First of all, we've got there we go. Look, racing seat. Obviously, it's a car seat with proper adjusters and the rail so you can move it back and forth for short asses. And then we've got a frame I built at work that it's sat on there, and then we've got the official Microsoft steering wheel. I think this is a great steering wheel for the Xbox 360. I don't think you can beat it, to be honest. I know there is better steering wheels for the Xbox One now. You can have gear sticks and clutches and all sorts, but not for the 360. This is as good as it gets, but it is, as I said, a bloody good wheel. So from there we've got the stand that has the 3 screens on, and like that, look, and then loads of wires, and then each of them TVs is connected to one Xbox 360. There you see, look, they all then connected to this, I always say it wrong, Ethernet, it's an Ethernet switch, yeah. Ethernet, one or the other. Anyway, it's one of them. It's a switch. Yeah, so you have the Ethernet cables that run into it, and that box there sends the information back and forth. You can use a router, but apparently they're not as fast. The thing is with these, they learn, the more you use it, it learns which Xbox wants which bit of information, and there's a lot to go back and forth. So if you're going to do this, that's what you want. The monitors themselves are on a big frame thingy, so I can move them all about and get them all in the right position I want. And then finally we've got a sound bar. This is the only bit I'm not happy about. It's a brand new purchase from eBay, and to be honest, I was trying to keep price down on this, and it's a cheapie, and you can tell. You might notice in the video when we fired it up, every now and then we get a bit of crackling. It's down to that being pants. Yeah. So yeah, that's everything. That's all the setup. So let's. What we're going to do now is I'm going to. Oh yeah, nearly forgot. You need 3 copies of the game. It's not so bad now. Obviously, back in the day, these would have cost £50 a piece. So it cost 150 just to do this, and then there's the cost of the Xboxes. I mean, nowadays it's not actually an expensive thing to do. I think the dearest bit was the screens. Yeah, Xboxes, I think I paid £35 a piece, and game was £3 or £4 off Evil Bay. So yeah, that's the setup. I think I've mentioned everything that's involved, basically hardwire wise. So I'm going to pause it now, and then we'll fire it up. And you're back in the room. As you can see, all I've done is turn the Xboxes on and signed in. I've signed in on the central Xbox because that's your master. The other 2 are slaves. You have to do nothing with them really, apart from, there's a funny thing with Forza, you can't get straight into the menus on the game. You have to complete like a little a race, and let me just straighten that up a bit. That was stupid. Yeah, you have to complete a race. That's worse. And so you have to do that on all 3 Xboxes, but once you've done that, you can get to the actual game menu and set the game up, which I'm going to show you now briefly. Yeah, so all I've done is put all 3 copies of Forza 4 in the Xboxes. You don't do any setup in the actual menus at the start. Everything's done in game. Yeah, so I'll go sit down and we'll fire it up. I'm hoping I've got camera in a decent shot, so you can see everything. Right, so all we do is simply fire them all up. Oh, no. Wrong button. turn amp on. Just bear with me a second and stare at the back of my head. There we go. So as you can see, all three Xboxes are firing Forza 4 up. It does seem to take a little longer to load. I don't know if that's because they're all talking to one another. So this is what you get. You just get the standard Forza screen, but then because I've already set it up, you immediately get it automatically detects. You only have to set it up once, so immediately you get these screens that I'm hoping you can see now. So it says here that we're on channel 0. They're all on the same channel, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't see each other. That's set up as my left. That's set up as my right, and it says there status, connected on them both. If you lose your connection, it's happened to me once. I just switched everything off and started again. So let's get into it. Right, so we go to play career, and then in here you go to your profile like this, and then down to options, and then here it is, multi-screen, look, and you go in here and all you do is you click, I'm not going to change any settings because I forget what I've done. You click multi-screen on, mode, it says host or slave, so your middle one's your host and they're your slave screens. Channel, as you can see, 0 on them all. Then you select your view, and then here you can alter your angles. You might notice I'm still playing with mine. It's this degrees hidden is your gap, so you try and get that so one screen flows directly into another, and then degrees between screens is your actual angle. Now mine's slightly off, so you might see when a car passes across or scenery that it sort of kinks slightly. I need to work on that, but I haven't got round to it. And that's all you have to do. You do that, you set that up, and then boom, it does it all itself. Yeah, so because you're setting it up on the game, you can only play the games that have multi-screen options, and I can't find on the net anywhere where it tells you. The only two I've found so far are Forza 3 and 4. I think it'd be ace to play a shooter or something like that on this, but I can't find lists or anything. But what I am going to do is, as I find games that will work on it, I'm going to add them in the descriptions bar, so you can just look down there and see what works and what doesn't. Well, not what doesn't. I'm not going to list what doesn't. I'm just going to list what works. So anyway, we'll come out of that. We don't want to save any changes because we haven't made any. No. Cancel. That's it. So we'll come out of there, and then all we do is go race. I have found that it's started again, so I'm in a bit of a dull card. Well, it's not a dull card, it's a lovely card, but it's not very fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one race, and then we'll come out and then we'll pick something silly and crash a lot. Go race. World Tour.
The Sportsman series
We're going to have to listen to him waffle now.
And ratchets up the competition with performance coupes and
I'll just turn it up a bit. Yeah, I love Forza, but I've not played any of the new ones.
The beautiful Maple Valley Raceway in New Hampshire.
I like this track. I think this is the last Forza I actually enjoyed. I got Forza on the Xbox One, and for some reason, it just didn't do a lot for me. We'll go in it. We'll race anyway, shall we? Yeah, we'll race anyway. This car's not very competitive, it's telling us there. As you know, if you play Forza, you can upgrade all your cars and make lots of changes. This is the difficulty screen if you haven't seen this. I have it on custom. They're my settings: ABS on, simulation, I have stability control on, I have traction control off, shifting's manual, I have suggested line off, and I like damage on because then when I mess it up, my car's broke. Right, let's get into it. So as you can see now, them screens go to actual game screens now, so it's actually loading up the level on all three Xboxes. So that's the car we're driving. I wish there was one on the drive in real life. Yeah, with a pretty penny now. And that's the track we're on. It's a short version because we're near the start of the game. The full track's a lot more fun. Yeah, I don't know how competitive we're going to be because I can't remember the short layout. and this car's not very fast. So as you can see now, it just mirrors the screen until you actually get into it. Right, let's turn it up. Let's have some volume. Start this. And we're on. We're all faster than me. Didn't bump him, that's just rubbing. If you're not first, you're last. Who says I'm not competitive? And then it just loads back to menus. As you can see, these screens will go back to that connected screen on that one. When it gets round to it. Yeah. One thing to note, I found out, is that you can't use two different sorts of 360s. Originally I had a white one and two blacks, and they will not connect together. I don't know why. It just meant I had to source another Xbox. So what do you fancy? What shall we have? I fancy the Stadium. I remember them from the 80s. Yeah, I think we're going to have that. Nice. And we're going to have it in white, because I always buy the cars in white. So if ever you see a white car hurtling towards you on the Forza 4, it could be me. Yeah. Event complete. Right. We'll just, if it'll let me, we'll just jump out of this.
Your next race occurs 16 miles north of Florence, Italy, at the esteemed Mugello Autodromo Internazionale.
Let's go back. Back. Loading. And we'll do a quick race and we'll pick something silly and crash. Eventually. I think it's bombed. Oh, no it hasn't. I was being impatient. What's it saving? Right, free play. Quick race. What shall we have? What shall we crash in? Should we have a Ferrari? Let's have a Ferrari. No, we'll not go that far. Yeah, that'll be an handful. Let's see. No, I've not installed this too. Oh no! I can have that one. In white. See, it changes your stuff. There we go. And we'll go on the Formula 1 track in Spain. I like this track. Yeah, so we're in a Ferrari, California. Never driven one. Touched one once, I think. Yeah, we're in mucky paws. There we go. Just showing you the track. Grand Prix circuit, just under 3 miles long. Yeah, as I said, I think the loading times are slightly longer, although that might be just down to my memory. But it does seem to take a while. It must be doing extra things. There we go. It's frustrating. Right. I don't know where my braking points are for the corners. I don't know how slippy and slidey this car is. So this could be interesting. What's the wheel spin? Yeah, it's a bit faster than a BMW, this one. Go fast, too fast! Yeah, that didn't go so well. Let's see if we can catch first. Not a fan of this Ferrari. Using all the roads. Just caught it there with a four-wheel slider. I was in front. Yeah, I don't think we're going to catch him. I think we'll have to settle for second here. There we go, second place. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. That's just turn that down. That's me 3-screen Xbox 360. As I said, if you've got any questions about the setup or you'd like to see something different on it, different tracks or whatnot, just please do put in the comment section. I think it'd be nice to tackle the Nürburgring. Yeah, it's something really slow. 40-minute video. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. As ever, those who did. Catch you later when I can get out. Yeah, I'm going now. I've got to go all the way around my sofa to get to thing. Yeah, catch you later. Bye-bye.